In this video, I'm going to show you how to create earthwork quantities and material quantities for your roadway, like asphalt, subgrade, base. Now, when you open up the drawing, I want you to open up the Civil 3D 2014 Imperial. So you go to All Programs, Autodesk, Autodesk Civil 3D 2014, and you'll open up the Imperial, the Civil 3D 2014 Imperial. All right. Once you have it open, you'll go through the steps to create your corridors, your sections, your surfaces for your corridors, your cross sections, etc. You have to have all of that done prior to being able to do takeoff quantities. Now, take a look at the tabs at the top. We're going to analyze our site for earthwork quantities. So go ahead and click on Analyze. Now, you're going to notice the ribbon has volumes and materials. We're going to be working with volumes and materials. The older version used to have the pull down to actually say compute materials. I guess also depending on the screen size, it'll maybe project that out also. So we're going to actually be using the compute materials button. So go ahead and click on that. And what's going to pop up is going to tell you what do you want to sample. We only have one alignment in our project, so we're going to go ahead and select the road, and we're going to be selecting the sample line group that we created for our cross sections when we did those samples. So you click OK. Now, what pops up is says Compute Materials VCD Road. The takeoff quantity criteria, we're going to do earthworks. We're going to use the average end area method, because that's good enough for us. Prismoidal makes you have a more accurate calculation, but we're just going to do the average end area method. The curve correction tolerance we're going to leave as is, and we're going to leave map objects with same name. That's all default. Now, underneath where it says naming criteria, you're going to change the object name of the existing ground. You're going to click on it, and you're going to select existing, because that's the first earthwork, that's the first surface that you actually created for the project. The datum is going to be the roadway corridor that you created, the surface for the corridor. So you're going to click on that. You're going to click OK, and what it does is it actually computes it. You won't see anything completed on the screen. Now you'll notice that you have shaded areas where it shows where your road's being built, where you've got cut, where you've got fill. So what we're going to do now is we're going to create a list, a table of our volumes. So we're going to look on underneath this button where it says Volume Report. We're going to go to Total Volume Table. So click on Total Volume Table, and what it says is you have a table style. We have a cut fill table style. Table layer, this is a default layer that Civil 3D makes. If you're working for a company, you may be asked to put it on a specific layer. The alignment that we're working with is the road, and the sample line is the same as we had before. Now, on this one you have Materials List 3. The computer automatically defaults and creates a list. We can change these names later, and I'll show you how to do that. Now it says Split Table. The maximum rows per table is 20. I'm going to change it to 20. I'm going to change it to 30. And the stacks that you have means do you have 1, 2, 3. It's allowing you to have 3 stacks. And the offset is the distance between the stacks. So the tiles of the tables are going to go across and versus going down. And then the behavior of the table you want to leave as dynamic. That means if you ever change something in the future, you can the tables automatically update as you change the drawing. Click OK, and what happens is it gives you this total volume table. Just click anywhere on the screen, and it lists all of your data. So it goes from station 10 plus 00 all the way to 24 plus 61, and tells you what your volumes are. The cut fill in each station cross section, and then the accumulated. So you have 12,747 cubic yards of fill and 4,655 cubic yards of cut. Based on this, you know you need to bring in an excess amount of fill to make this project work. All right, now the next thing we want to do is we want to take a look at our roadway and see how much asphalt, base, and subgrade we have going on. So we're going to come back up here, and we're going to click on Compute Materials again. So this button here. We're going to use the same roadway alignment and same sample line because we're still doing the same road. Click OK. Now on this one, it says what materials, you can see that you have already earthworks here. We want to import another criteria. So we're going to click on that, and we're going to change the criteria to be materials list. Click on that and go OK. And now what pops up is it says, what type of materials do you want to compute? For the pavement material, you're going to change to pavement 1. For the base material, you're going to change it to sub-base. And for the base material, you're going to change it to the VCD corridor base. All right? Everything else is going to stay as is. It's going to be default. So you're going to click OK. Now, you can go ahead and change the names of the materials to earthworks and change the name of the material to roadway material. Click apply and OK. And now what it does is it does the calculations for your material for your road. Now you go back up here to the tables. This one was for the volume. This one's going to be the material table. So I'm going to click on the material volume table. And now notice it says area and volume style. We have the same road. We have the same sample lines. We're going to change our material list to roadway materials. Now on this one, you can select the pavement, the base, the sub-base, or the base. I'm just going to do the pavement. I'm going to go ahead and change to 25. Tiles are still going across, and the behavior is dynamic, and you click OK. So you're going to come over here, and you're going to select it. So this is all your material for your pavement. What you would need to do is change the table names and all that. I'm not going to go through that right now, but you would have to recognize which materials you're talking about. So if you created additional tables for your base and your road, or your base and your subgrade, you'd have to know which table corresponds to which. Now, when you're working on reports, the engineer will need to know, and the contractor will need to know how much volume you're required. And sometimes they'll want it in report form. So you can come up here to the top where it says volume report, click on that, and it says, all right, what type of materials, what material list do you want to report on? You still have, in this one we only have one road and one alignment. So I'm going to show you the earthworks one first. Now I have to select a style of sheet. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to click on the earthworks XSL. All right, I'm going to open that up and go OK. And what pops up is going to be a sheet, a report sheet. So where it says scripts are usually safe, go ahead and say yes, and you get this volume report. It has all your data, your cut, fill, cubic yards. Now, what you'll want to do is if you want to print that, you can print it, because you'll need to print this out for your homework. I'm going to just go ahead and print it to a cute PDF. Okay. Now, I'm going to change that to here and save. Now, the next thing I want to show you is you can do the same thing for the materials, for the roadway materials. So click volume report. And then you're going to change, instead of select materials list, you're going to change it to the roadway material. You have to change the style of the sheet, and you're going to select material styles as a sheet. Open, and then click OK, and then yes. And now what it has is for station 10 plus 00, it tells you how many square feet of pavement, base, and sub-base, pavement, sub-base, and base are in each one of these in accumulated fashion. All right? So now, you can again save this out. So I'm going to print this to a PDF. Print. Save. Give it a different name. And then go ahead and close out that. Now, so that's all it is for, that's how you would calculate the volumes and the materials for your earthwork and your roadway base. That's it for now. The next video will be on how to start cleaning up your drawing.